Hi everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a fine day today. I've been having a pretty good day. Today was the first time in a month that I went on the internet and actually read the news. I had been abstaining from the news since my trip to Japan, and let me tell you what I realized after a month of no news. And I have in the past, I've never been really involved with politics or what's going on in the world, like deeply involved, where I'm watching the news or reading the news 24/7. Never really been that way, and I have taken breaks from it, but it's been really difficult to do that in the current state of affairs. But because I went to Japan, I didn't want to ruin my trip with, negativity around and things that I can't control. And I realized that the news is used to terrify you. It's used to control you, to subjugate you. Because if you're scared, you're more likely to be easily manipulated. I read somewhere, if you don't watch the news, you're uninformed. If you watch the news, you're misinformed. And I think that's true. I think we'll never know the whole truth of a situation. We'll never really understand both sides or multiple sides because we're not there on the negotiating table. And we're always going to absorb the news as with our own bias, with our own biases, right? We'll never be able to be objective about what's going on, because we have our own way of seeing the world. So try to cut back on the news. I know it's hard. I'm not saying completely stop watching the news, because I think it's good to be informed of the most important events going on in history here and there, but not to get absorbed by those events, not to fall into this whirlwind of despair, It's good to keep up to date with what you can, and if you don't really want to keep up to date with anything, that's fine. I'm just a history buff, and I love reading about the events that have happened in the past and the events that are going on right now that are considered historical or will be considered historical in the future. I just want to be informed of the biggest movements or the biggest changes going on, and just give me the general news, but I don't want to know the minutia, the details of it all, because it's used to terrify me, and in the end I'm using my own bias to process what I'm reading or watching. So cut back on the news. You'll be either uninformed or misinformed, so just do whatever you want. Don't be terrified, because that's what they do to try and manipulate you, and so that we could become more polarized, right? So don't let them get you. Peace and love. Bye.